It is nice presentation, but I am very unhappy because if we use drug, then there is resistance to the drug, and you tell that parasite is clever, and the cleverest, the most clever is God. So we have to ask for God to get drug very effective and useful, and it's not easy to resist to our parasite. Okay, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Another question, maybe? Okay, Dr. Tri.
Thank you very much. My name is Tri. I'm interested to the mechanism of the resistance of the Plasmodium, malaria. My background is microbiology, but my understanding is that the problem is because of the natural pressure and then selection for the antibiotic. Then they cannot work in the certain microbes. So, stupid question is this also happen in the parasite or not? Because you're saying that it is, the parasite is clever, they can avoiding or something, right? So, will you explain more about the natural pressure or selection in this case? Thank you.
One more question. Okay, please, maybe Prof. Saputin or Prof. Asras.
Yes, I do agree with the first questions. Yeah, that the God would be the strongest. But we have to keep in mind that the God will not give us any drugs and take it for granted. In the Quran as well, there is clearly written that we can change our fate by ourselves. So we have to find the mechanisms, because it is not taken for granted. As a scientist, we have to be clever enough as well to find the way of the parasite escape our treatment. So, it is challenging, but that's the way life proceeds. And the second question about the mechanism of resistance, that one, why parasite is very clever. Yeah, as I mentioned before, that most of the mechanism of resistance derive from the natural pressure. So, but on top of that, there is a mechanisms that usually directly target the mutations at the DNA level, like cosmic rays exposure to our body will, to the pathogen body will produce some mutation at the DNA level, and then spontaneous mutations will, of course, having a response, different response to the treatment, and in most cases by chance, then the organism becoming more resistant or more sensitive to a particular drug pressure. And in the bacterial system, even more clever. The bacteria could actually get resistant without exposure to a particular antibiotics, because the resistant gene could be transferred laterally. So I want to emphasize this to the microbiologists. So you are more challenged by the microbiology, by the microbiome, because microbiome could transfer the resistant gene into the neighbor, the microbiome in the neighbor, through lateral transfer. In the case of the parasite has to proceed through genetic combination by mating, by fertilization of the macro and microgametocyte sexual states. But bacteria doesn't have the sexual states. They have a different system of reproduction, and very fast. And the resistant gene, for example, resistant to doxycycline, could be transferred to the neighbor bacteria without mating. So this is even much faster than the parasite. In the parasite has to proceed through mosquito states or sexual states in the mosquito. So this is the mechanism of the resistance in different pathogens. I hope that I could address your question. Thank you.
No.
You have
perfect. You have comment?
No. I think that all was said.
Someone else have questions? If not, I have question for Professor Pangsas, also Professor Safruddin. As you mentioned in your presentation, that now we found K13 genes that associated with artemisinin resistance. For instance. How far the study about the resistance in Indonesia and also how far I know that you have a lot of study about this gene, Professor Pangsas.
Okay, this is about the question about the K13 protein that stands for chaos propeller 13 proteins. It is a protein that is responsible for transporting the drug actually. Not only drug but any solute in the body of the mosquito, of course, in the body of the Plasmodium. That was discovered by a group in France. Yeah. That's Didier Menard, and that published in Nature a couple of that have been mentioned by my colleague in the previous presentation. And there are several SNP, single nucleotide polymorphisms in that K13 proteins that associate well with the resistant level of the parasite to artemisinin. So we are now expanding the activity to see whether that polymorphisms in the K13 protein is also available in Indonesia and any other endemic countries in the Southeast Asia and West Pacific. So this is the new initiative funded by the Gates Foundations and many researchers in the Southeast Asia and West Pacific were asked to involve in the study, and I'm joining that study as well. So we hope that we can produce the result within a year of analysis, because we analyze only the parasite that have been collected at the Hetman Institute. So I don't need to go to the field. I have had the set of parasite collection, DNA collection at the Hetman Institute, more than thousands, and I want to check whether they already carry polymorphisms that associate with artemisinin resistance in that pool of parasites. Yeah. I don't have any say for that situation yet. Hopefully not yet. And at the same time, we could produce some new drugs that might work as effective as artemisinin as well. And several drugs have been introduced actually at the phase 2 or phase 3 level clinical trial. Hope I address your question.
Thank you. Professor Pangsas, maybe you have comment?
Yes. My team was associated with the discovery of this gene. And that is why we currently conduct this kind of clinical trial and also molecular and in vitro trial